How's it going, guys? My name is Graeme. Welcome to Champions of Breakfast. I am struggling to get it going, get this operational there. I think it's good now. Wow, this was a troublesome stream to get operational. That was sorry, the technical difficulties. Thank you for everyone who was bearing with me through that. It should be working now, hopefully. This gong show of a program is just not wanting to help today. Just not doing its job whatsoever. Should be good now. So sorry about all that, the hang-ups and everything. How's it going, guys? I am playing Champions of Breakfast. Very funny pun of a name because, you know, sometimes you have a breakfast for champions. Today it's the Champions of Breakfast. So just kind of funny layers to that. Hey, how's it going, guys? Looks like the chat is working properly now, so I'm glad I got that going. The reason why I picked this game, well, the reason I'm doing such a last-minute stream of it is I was like, I should play this game for maybe about an hour or something, just check it out, see what it's all about, and then, you know, spend whatever it is, another 30 to 60 minutes editing it down, then processing it, then uploading it, blah, blah, blah. Might as well just do it tomorrow. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it tonight. And I'm just going to stream it and do none of those other steps. And it will just be all ready to go by the end of that. So I picked this game specifically because it's from Pirate Software, who is currently a week away from launching Heartbound. Really cool, awesome upcoming game. This was their first game that they made before that. And it was very much an experimental game for them. They were just trying out how releasing a game works and everything like that. They were just kind of getting the hang of things, learning the ropes a little bit. And this game's on sale right now during the winter sale for like $1 or something, so I figured why not. And supposedly Heartbound has multiple references to this game buried within, so I figured if I took a minute to play this game, get familiar with it, it might increase mine and everyone else's appreciation of Heartbound. So there you go. Comment is just stuck there eternally. Stuck where exactly? It is like a twin stick shooter. You're playing as breakfast foods through like a bullet hell world. I have not actually played it before. I played it for like 2 seconds just to make sure everything operated properly, but I don't know a lot about this game. It seems very quiet. Should I turn the game up? The game seems like it could benefit from being turned up some. Looks like it's very bullet hell like. What? These are like spades, trowels. I thought everything would be all food. Ooh, I earned a steak. Make no mistake, I have no idea what the steak does. and the part of the screen that shows that I have earned the steak is covered by my head, I think. It just shows up in the little corner there. Okay, so I know how to rotate through my skills. No, I used it. I did use the skill, that pepper in the top right there, just under my health. I don't know exactly what that would have done. I think the game is probably quiet as hell, right? It doesn't seem like chat's connected. Oh, bitch. Why would that be the case? I'm clearly seeing the chat myself. Alright. Alright. Stream, I'll show you what I'll teach you to not show the chat correctly. Fingers crossed. There it is. That wasn't stupid, but it should be fixed now. So anyone, Loit says I raised the stakes. There we go. Yes, more steak puns, please. But yeah, that should be back on track now. I'm gonna turn the game up the tiniest bit. Hopefully I'm not drowning out myself with that. You guys will have to let me know, but I think that's probably okay. Thanks for that. Glad I eventually checked the chat there. So yeah, chat should be functional again. At least I could see it, even though it wasn't being channeled properly into barbecue boss with his charcoal weapons. Even though it wasn't being translated to the stream properly, I'm so much more focused, damn it, on trying to not get hit and kind of trying to aim towards this thing, but it's very difficult to do both 100% accurately. So I mostly see, as soon as I try and split my attention to look where I'm shooting as well as dodging. I just can't do it. Is there anything indicating how much of this thing's health is left? I'm using my power up, going full. It's very brief, very brief double shot boost you get, and double shot boost is not particularly helpful against this enemy. I'm calling a barbecue pit an enemy. I'm trying to get a little closer to him though, so that maybe I can improve my accuracy. Nice. Ah, a stack of pancakes, which is a new power up, and I just unlocked like 3 separate achievements. Can't stop, won't stop, blueberries, and something about the Mad Wizard. Oh god, and more. Unlocked butter tub, unlocked butter stick, achievement it begins. That was 6 different achievements at once. That was the end of it, but it was distracting enough that God, I got totally thrown off there. I'm not too worried about the relative amount of viewers to subs, specifically since I don't stream very often, so people don't really expect it, and I didn't advertise this at all, so I feel like I kind of just sprung it on people, so you know, that's how it goes. Is this made by Pirate Games? Yes. Yeah, it's made by Pirate Software, whatever. The 20% accuracy, that's not very good. So now I had the toaster, the silver standard in Champions, and then the whisk deals massive damage, making quick work of bosses. Its size is technically smaller, its defense is a lot worse. But the massive damage seems really useful. Well, yeah, I guess that would specifically just be like a boss thing. Oh, he pivots a little bit differently too. See, there's Baron on the ground, specifically like the dog from Heartbound. So we're starting to get some of those connections again already, which is super interesting. Yeah, but you like one-shot everything anyways. So yeah, specifically this is going to be like a boss battle thing. And these are the horse pictures. And they're shooting pictures of themselves apparently, but these are the pictures. They're hanging on the wall in Heartbound. So really, that game, oh, god damn it, I got messed up there. But that game was like already being worked on when this one was, I think. This was just kind of like they made it and released it within like a month just to try out development cycles and things like that. Learn a little bit of the ropes of releasing a game on Steam. So it makes sense that like direct references like that would make it into the game here. It's just interesting to suddenly see. This lamp, I'm guessing, oh Jesus, this lamp is another boss. Nice, the massive damage was crazy useful there. Unlocked avocado. Oh, Jesus Christ. I probably unlocked some stuff from the spice rack that I didn't actually try out there. Come on, we gotta hold this together a little bit. I don't want to have to start a new run again so soon, but I took so much damage so close together there. I must have stopped that cut projectile from actually making it to me, because I was so close to getting messed up. Achievement breakfast private, like a military private. If you saw the picture of it, it would make more sense. But I don't entirely know what I did to unlock that achievement, but yeah, it's not saying that you're eating a quiet little breakfast by yourself. It is oh god, okay, we got the TV coming in through the side, remotes coming in all over the place. Oh god, and the remotes are sketchy too. They're the ones that did all the damage to me to begin with. Especially if they keep picking ridiculous different patterns of organizing themselves like this. Hey, I recovered more health at some point, and I don't entirely know how, and I don't know how I didn't get hit there at all. That was plain dumb luck. I can't look at the chat at all. This is far too distracting. Trying to focus on killing the TV. If I haven't killed it in this amount of time with the whisk, I never would have stood a chance with the toaster. Nice. Oh, which do I take? I'm going to take the golden banana just because I honestly don't know at all. Unlocked the Weisswurst. I'm going to pause this for a second and look at the chat and chill out for a minute. I have no idea. Oh, I have the egg and I haven't made use of it at all. I should try using the egg. I don't know what the golden apple does. I do have a cup in the corner similar to how I had the steak. I don't know what any of this stuff does. Can't wait to see Heartbound. It's supposed to be released this month. Yeah, on the early access of it is the 28th. So it'll be the first, second, and third act of 5 acts or something like that. It's not going to be the entire game, but it's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot to play with. So what is Jimbo's large amount of meaty flesh that occasionally twitches? Jimmy and the pulsating mass. I am hoping to maybe do a stream of that on like Saturday or Sunday. This I'm only setting aside like an hour or something to mess around with this game, so I wasn't gonna jump into a big Jimbo stream. I'm quickly gonna pull up the achievement list to see what some of the stuff. Die a total of 5 times. That's not happened, so I don't know where that came from. Killing 100 enemies. Die a total of 10 times. Die a total of 25 times. I didn't do any of these things. I don't know. I unlocked things from stuff I didn't actually do. Kill streak of 100. That was the breakfast private. Yeah, I don't honestly know. Yeah, it's gonna be really cool that when Heartbound comes out. Ooh, this is like I'm fighting evil versions of myself. Evil whisks. Oh god. I thought for sure I'd killed that one. Oh, took a rough hit there. We're in like the evil alternate reality kitchen at the moment. Oh, okay, the egg is super rapid fire. I wanted to know what the egg did. Barely keeping it together. Yeah, Heartbound's gonna be crazy because like we're only gonna have the first of the acts to play around with, but supposedly what you do in the game is so influential on later parts of the game, which usually I don't like talking about other games while playing one game. You know, I'd rather focus on the game at hand, but there's not a ton to be said about this game except for this thing that's shooting burgers, eggs, and burger patties or something all over at me. This crazy stove that I just kicked its ass, by the way. But I feel like a huge part of what I'm doing right now is gearing up for the excitement of Heartbound coming up, so I don't mind talking about Heartbound at all at the moment. Let's use the pancake stacks really fast. Kind of double shot from the pancakes there with actual pancake projectiles, pancake powers. But we're gonna have the first act, which is you just kind of at home and meeting Binder and all those different parts of the game. And then we're going to have the first proper act from the Portal Dimensions, which if you guys haven't watched the like 1 hour thing I did on Heartbound, it's going to be very confusing what I'm talking about. So you can either go watch that after or download it for yourself because the demo is free on Steam, so totally worth checking out. Get geared up for the full proper release of the game. Oh, this guy's got a shield. Damn it, what do I do? How did I get past his shield for just a second there? It's just about hitting the corners of him? Not quite, even. I've raised my total health at some point. Maybe that's what the apple did, or the blueberries, or something like that. I couldn't really tell. Damn. That ended really suddenly. But yeah, it's gonna be cool and the full Heartbound is gone, because you'll be able to play those 3 dimensions in different orders, and it'll dramatically like affect how the game rolls out and plays out and everything like that. So it's really cool that for now you only will be able to play the one linear path, and when they update it, you'll get to play around with more and more and more, and it's very experimental. There's gonna be so much to try out with that. Thank you, Mikhail. There seems to be an I missing. So maybe you just say it, Michael. Oh, I didn't actually. Whoops, that was an accident. I didn't actually mean to restart a run. I guess I'll do another risk run. Whisk run. Yeah, thank you though. There was like a series of videos that really exploded in popularity. It was pretty sweet. Which actually I guess I can admit or say, since I've kind of been posting about it very little bit here and there, I am part of why I'm doing this is I'm working on doing a very similar video for Heartbound. For the Heartbound demo, not for the full game. I don't have any sort of early access or anything. See, I just scored the blueberries again. And they did not raise my health, so I don't know exactly what the blueberries are for. Yeah, but it turns out there's much more to be discovered in that little demo than I originally realized. Is this technically a boss? I feel like it is. This thing has enough health that I should probably consider it a boss. Okay, it totally was. Oh, kitty mug. And again, like 5 more achievements. Yeah, I'm working on putting together a similar type of video for Heartbound, which is kind of weird because it's not a fully released game, but hey, Deltarune wasn't fully released either, so I guess they have that in common. Yeah, I think it'll be fun. I feel like there's a lot to talk about, especially since there's goofy shit like this that I can tie in, like the fact that Baron appears in a game that was first made by these developers, yet it is definitely like not a prequel or anything like that. let's see what the copy power-up does. Same regular fire power that I normally use, but just really, really intensely fast after. God, I can't destroy these pillows, and they don't go away. So this is gonna get harder and harder. That'd be so hard with the toaster. The toaster doesn't do enough damage. Let's see what the pudding does. I like the looks of that lava cake there. I think that would be a good one. Oh. We the viewers died so that you could get those achievements. You guys died 17 times each. Thank you. Thank you, because I want the sweet, sweet achievements for my own desires. There's 164 achievements in this game, which is kind of out of control. And really funny because they specifically said Heartbound won't have achievements because they don't want to encourage any specific type or strategy of gameplay or anything like that. And so that's achievement list. Looks like they just dumped them all in this game. It was an amazing demo. I saw Jacksepticeye play it. Yeah, it is awesome. There's an incredible amount in there. It's it really doesn't even make sense how much there is in that game. Like a demo that's like, it was already a 30 to 50 minute demo, and then they released an update which added an extra half an hour. And like, who updates a demo other than squashing bugs? They added content to a demo, and like the insane amount of secrets and stuff other than just like getting to play through like an entire fifth or more of the game is pretty unbelievable. So I'm excited to see the full thing, and like, well, as much as will be available in about a week's time. And I'm also excited to just like, I don't know, just dig into things. It'll be awesome. Excited to support a game that looks so fun, and especially support a game from a developer that like cares so much and has clearly put so much time and effort into the game. Can you guys hear the music here? It's actually so ridiculously quiet on my end. And I thought I had balanced it out, shit, before I loaded up the stream. That was terribly done. Should have been able to pull that one out. The update, it depends, how long ago did Jack play the game? Because I think the update was something like 6 to 7 months ago, and I just played it a couple weeks ago. So, yeah, it like, I think the game used to end with you fighting the Barquest? I forget, like the dog demon thing. I think it ended there. And in the update, it opens up these 3 different portals, and you have like 10 minutes to explore in each of the different worlds that'll be available in the full game. It's like little teasers of each. But yeah, I played through the version that had all of that. I think it was a while ago at this point, but still, a lot of people played the first demo, which was like a year and a half ago or something. Yeah, so Jack probably played only the first part of it. Unless he did a follow-up video, he probably missed. Can hear the music but quietly. Okay, I'll turn that up a little bit more because adds a little bit of flavor to everything. Spice rack. I haven't made use. Oh, I guess I haven't unlocked it at all. Oh, I don't unlock the spices. I just literally turn them on. Oh, okay. So what are the spices? Vanilla extract. Enemies may release damaging vanilla blossoms on death. A bay leaf. Enemies may fire a damaging bay leaf on attack. Cayenne pepper. Enemies may fire a damaging pepper on death. Chili powder. Superfoods take longer to recharge. Bosses have an enraged timer with time. That's funny. Cinnamon sticks. Enemies may fire a damaging spoon on attack. Nutmeg. Enemies deal additional damage. Onion powder. Enemies may drop damaging onion slices. Basil. The longer you take, the more damage they deal. Ooh. Cumin. Enemy health increased. Well, if I'm playing with the whisk, I could get away with that. These things do not add a ton to the percentages. Black peppercorn. Butter drops less frequently. Sesame seeds. Using a superfood damages you. Oh, that's tough. Black pepper. Starting health reduced by 1. Salt. All healing received is significantly reduced. Paprika. Enemies may fire a damaging pepper on death. And oregano. Melee enemies move faster. There's some tough shit you can add in there, isn't there? Let's see. There's a kettle, the teapot, utilizes close range abilities to cut down foes. Huge attack. Considered to have low size mid-range defense. I mean, we might as well try it out. I'm not going to jump right into the spices yet. But, like, can it not? Yeah, it actually has to be short range. So that's really damn tough to use, actually. We can try. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. It would be nice to have something that had, like, a piercing attack. I mean, that would probably be unfair, almost. It would almost be too easy. Dirty socks. Dirty socks all over the floor. More Heartbound stuff. Even though you would think socks isn't really a reference the way that, like, literally a character is. But hey, socks play a role in that game. It's unclear what the role is entirely, but they are there. It is a part of it. So what spices you need are the black eye, cowbell, grunt, birthday, and tilt. Or maybe scary, sporty. Shit, why are those the only two Spice Girls I can remember right now? Scary, sporty. I can, like, mildly remember, like, the overly peppy personality and, like, the sassy one. And, like, I can't remember what the hell their names are to go along with them. Why can I not remember the names of the Spice Girls? And simultaneously, why is that bringing me any level of shame? Also, who are these monsters who are toasting pieces of bread that have bites already taken out of them? I think it's the first time I used the egg. It is kind of hilariously awesome. I just used it incredibly poorly. I do want to try that again. Maybe on the next run, I'll probably activate a few spices. Egg. The egg is fun. It wasn't that good, mostly because it's pretty short range, just like these attacks are. But yeah, I should experiment with some spices. I don't think I would do it with the kettle, because the kettle is probably my worst character so far, which is funny to think of having characters in a game like this. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard to get up close like this. They must have, like, a character with a ton of health that's a tank, though, or that doesn't do much damage. Would be so not fun to play as. But I guess it would just be considered challenging. Maybe that's a big part about the game, is just trying to add that extra challenge to things. That's pretty common in Heartbound, is to, oh shit, I was worried those green slimes could kill me. I thought there was a chance. There's totally ways to, like, make hard modes for yourself in Heartbound. So it's kind of funny that there's a similar mechanic here where you can totally control the difficulty. You set up how you want to play, and that makes it harder. Black Eye, Cowbell, Grunt, Birthday, and Tilt. I'm totally missing something there. Jack was pretty confused about the socks when he played it. I don't know what the point of the socks is either. Someone made a really good joke in the comments of that video, actually. They had a joke about that there was an uneven amount of socks, so you couldn't make enough pairs of socks, making a pair of socks paradox. And I loved that. I think they came up with that themselves. I wish I remember offhand who made that comment, but I thought that was the funniest thing. Really clever. Wish I could have come up with that. I don't know what the hell. Butter, I think, heals you, maybe. I don't know. I'll do extra. Ooh, oh, it's not just 2 every time. It's like it multiplies. So, like, by itself it adds 2, but once you get a couple things going, then you start getting a lot more added up. I'll throw. No, I don't want that one, actually. Starting health reduced, sure. I don't want to reduce healing. Something about random people dropping things. Might as well throw one of those in there. So when I hit them, they attack me back. I don't want that. Takes longer to recharge. I could throw that in there. In Rage Timer, that could be funny to mess around with. Additional damage. This is good enough for now. We'll just throw 5 spices. Seems pretty good. Parasox Paradox. I know, right? This is a good one. Oh, hey, we got the developer joining for the stream. I can't hear at the moment. Oh, well, thanks for tuning in. For a second, I thought he meant that, like, my audio was cut out in some way. I know you made it. I'm specifically playing it for that reason. I'm gonna stick with the whisk. I liked using the whisk actually. But yeah, I am stoked for Heartbound, and so figured I would give this a whirl. Funny that if you don't have audio right now, you're not hearing this, but bless you for the wonderful things you've created. everyone's so stoked for the release of Heartbound, dude. I would say you have no idea, but I think based on what a thriving Discord community exists there, I would say people definitely know. See, there's the Vanilla Blossoms that got released from having that extra little bit tacked on there. Little Baron dreaming of playing baseball. Figured I would use my power-up thing immediately and try and make short work of this. I didn't end up using the boss and rage timer. I probably should have, though. Probably should have messed around with that. I'll take the eggs. I think I have to, actually, now that I really look at it. I thought you would be able to rotate through the different power-up special abilities you've collected. You basically can only use the one that you got most recently, it would seem. See, what the eggs aren't even consistent in how they behave. That time, for whatever reason, it shot eggs like a stream of eggs rather than splattering them all over the floor. So does it matter what character you're playing as when you use a power-up? I don't know if that makes a ton of sense. Oh, hello, kitten. I don't know, you guys can probably see like a cat tail. Oh god, throwing celeries at me. Oh no, the celery was a good thing. I received celery. Celery is apparently something I want. Wouldn't have thought so. Did those eggs go right through the chair? Did they not count? You're allowed to hang out here, Misty, as long as you don't like swat the microphone or anything like that. Barely survived that one. Ooh. Oh, this is totally I also unlocked a kiwi and unlocked the fiery inferno, so like a toaster oven. Those eggs, or sorry, eggs, pickles, whatever they are spinning like crazy fast, which is weird. I don't really know why. And then this has got to be Vegemite, right? Because it's got the Australian on the front there. Can't hear, working on stuff at the moment. Our dev stream, but someone pinged me letting me know Two Left Thumbs was streaming it. Awesome. That's cool that someone passed that along for you. Well, shit, those paint cans messed me up like crazy. That sucks. I didn't realize that that's what was going on. Yeah, if you guys didn't know that, Pirate Software runs streams of them developing the game, which is pretty cool. Developing Heartbound, that is. I'm just gonna turn on everything. 1000% score edition. I just want to see what the hell's up with it. Just see how crazy intense it gets. Was listening to Best Skulls in Halo. Black Eyes makes shield only. Oh, I see. Things from Halo. I gotcha. Well, thanks for being rad yourself, Thor, and thanks for making a very rad video game. I think Dramavian, if I'm saying that right, also is someone from the Heartbound or Pirate Software in general Discord. So thanks for tuning in. And Kisa, how's it going? Thanks for popping in. We're using a different champion. If so, the spacebar thing changes depending on the champion. I think I had used the egg once as the whisk and once as the teapot or something like that. What is the toaster oven good for? Less attack than the whisk, but not by much. Fires explosive strudels that destroy many enemies at once. It's got a large size, though. Better defense than the whisk. We'll try this out. Maybe a mistake, since I'm playing... Oh, although that's sweet, that now and again you get like these big splash damage things going on. It's probably a mistake going straight for the hardest possible mode. I'm gonna get my ass kicked because I haven't played enough of this game to understand what's going on. But hey, might as well, right? It's like when you're first learning a game like Guitar Hero or something. I think when I was learning that game, I spent like a month playing on medium, and then by the time I went to hard, I spent like a day on hard and was like, what am I doing? I might as well just play on expert. So I feel like, hey, if I'm gonna do it, if I'm gonna play this game on a medium, if I'm gonna turn on a couple spices, you might as well turn on every damn spice, and then like each enemy death is gonna count for so much more. It probably pays off pretty quickly, I would have to guess. Damn it. That went terribly. I'm going back to the whisk for this short little while I'm just messing around with things. What are the other heroes or champions. Looked like one was a blender, and I didn't get a good look at what the other one was gonna be. I feel like this will be funny for another run or two. I'll probably have to scale back some of these negative power-ups I got going on, because yeah, now all of a sudden I gotta pay attention to these things that are just sitting on the floor not moving, messing me up big time. Ah, one of the kiwis I unlocked. What the different foods that you collect do? Like now and again, you just randomly a food is dropped. Oh, damn it, that like heat seeks you and joins your little inventory. Man, my fingers are like slipping on the joysticks. I've only been playing for like half an hour and it's getting harder to keep this going. But yeah, I don't know what those do, and they keep popping up for me. If someone who's more familiar with the game, like Thor or Germavian, wants to fill me in on what that's all about. Unlocked goat meal. Everyone loves goat. I want to see what it takes to unlock goat meal, just because it's funny. Discovered from so when you kill bosses, sometimes you just unlock things is all. I'm gonna turn off maybe a couple of this. Nah, the spice racks can stay on. I don't know how much more I'm gonna play this anyways, because I'm totally just messing around with things. I'm gonna turn everything off for a minute, just so I can get a better chance at seeing how the toaster oven works. Give it more of an honest shot when I'm not playing like the hardest possible version of things. Sure, I may not make very many points in playing in the bathtub this time, but that's okay. Jeez, deadly razors. Whose house are we in? Who are these people who are still straight shaving? I feel like it's very much a very niche thing nowadays. I don't think it's very common for people to have straight razors in their homes. Yeah. I figured I only lasted for like 30 seconds as the toaster oven with all the highest difficulty on. See, I already got myself some goat meal, and I just do not know what individual foods do. Play around with the spices till you get a feel for it. That is totally the smartest way to do it. Instead, I plan to just do all or nothing. Or play without the spices. I thought you meant play around with, like, change them. Oh, you can totally choose to ignore the items, so I did not receive the egg. But I just received a big old pickle or a cucumber, or whatever that would be, and an avocado. I don't know why in the bathroom of all places I'm getting dished out food much more than I have anywhere else. There's a little bit of a disparity there, like something I'm not totally comprehending, but it's funny, at least. Yeah, if anyone has any cool more connections to Heartbound, let me know. I feel like there's just there's interesting things that happen to have showed up in both games, but overall they're pretty superficial. God damn it, I like can't be near or far from this thing because the toilet is shooting things out and into the screen. That was BS. Oh, luckily it healed me a bunch. Let's take this buttery eclair or whatever it is. Yeah, just playing around with different things, see which champs I like the most. See, these eclairs are just popping up all over the maps. That seems good and useful. I'm okay with that. Are they like landmines for me? They kind of are. The enemies totally run into them. It doesn't appear to do a ton of damage, but it does a little bit of something. This might be the best I've ever performed in like a bullet hell shmup game. Not a genre I typically play a lot of. Literally bullet hell, like the game from Matt Like Swords. I've played that one a decent amount. Games like Isaac that have bullet hell style elements, I've put a lot of work into. Beer? Lemonade? Orange juice? It's breakfast stuff, so it's totally orange juice. And look at that, I'm spraying, without even using it, I'm spraying oranges all over the place. So that's handy. Yeah, it's interesting that I feel like I just have a comfort with this type of game despite having not played a lot of it. Maybe, I just got 2 tomatoes. I don't know what good 2 tomatoes does, but thank you. I wonder if I have a comfort with it from the old DOS game that we had on like our first ever computer, Raiden X. I might be getting that wrong. I know that that is a real game. I don't know if that's one I played later in life or if that's the one I'm thinking of. Well, I just splashed oranges all over the screen. I didn't actually use the power-up effectively at all. But yeah, I definitely had put a lot of hours in that game because for a long, long time we had like 4 DOS games that my dad's coworker gave to us or something like that. Man, I should get back into DOS games. Shit, I'll take a banana, I guess. I don't know what any of it does. Ooh, I unlocked the devastating artillery. So I don't even know what that was. It looked like it was a bread maker. Not a damn clue. Pardon me. Frig off. That went terribly. Now I got bananas and tomatoes and shit splattering all over the screen, so I guess that's like something else doing that, right? Maybe that's specifically to the toaster oven. Oh, I should have died there, I think. Cause like I'm not splattering goat meal all over the screen. Not exactly sure where that ties into things. There's a goofy thing in Heartbound where there's apparently toast. Oh my god. There is a toaster in Heartbound, and apparently there's a way to get toast, like make toast, and after, I don't know, a year, however long that demo has been available, longer than that, no one has ever figured out how to get the toast. Which is the funniest thing to me, that collectively hundreds and hundreds of people with thousands of hours in that game, damn it, have not been able to figure it out. And so I was hoping playing this would give some sort of hint, obviously with the ties to breakfast. Obtain a score of at least 100,000. Apparently that was my best score because I got an achievement for that for the first time. Yeah, I'm getting no hints. I'm no closer to understanding how to get the toast in Heartbound. To the best of my knowledge, no one's figured that one out. People were working on it as early as like March or April last year and had never figured it out. The dev is on Twitch right now. He actually popped over here for like 10 seconds and just said hi, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool of him to acknowledge, interrupt his own stream. I don't want to pop over there. It's cool if he popped over here and said hi. I don't really want to go over there and disrupt and be like, guys, stop watching this and come watch me play a different game that he made. So I wouldn't want to detract. It is a bread maker, but it called it something else in the achievement. It has a huge size, heavy defense, not great attack. It's better attack than a toaster. Fires gigantic, unstoppable cannonballs. Oh, so maybe this one has piercing attacks. Like I was saying, I thought it would be cool for a character to have, although to me that seems like that would be too overpowered, but maybe not. Just because it's breakfast, it can't be beer. Isn't that a bit of a overextended statement? Well, it's just more likely to be orange juice. I won't pretend to have never drank a beer with breakfast before, especially if it's a brunch. But we're talking about champions of breakfast, not necessarily brunch. Yeah, it very easily could have been a beer. A nice light beer. You'd think that, well, I don't know what those are. Those look like, those are damaged bread makers. I just figured that out, and those are like rolling pieces of bread. Yeah, I just realized these are like the anti-me. I thought there was 2 different kinds of toasters. Because I thought it's kind of funny that I'm shooting bread at bread makers. But I thought it would be funnier to shoot bread at toast, which is going on now. Oh, and I totally just realized you can, like, there is a nice and a bad version of the kitchen, which, like, totally had crossed my mind very briefly, but I didn't think through it enough. I knew that there was intact toasters and bad toasters and stuff that you could come across, but now when I really think about it, this one, like the dark one that has the purple color palette that's associated with the dark side of run of Heartbound, which I feel like I'm getting overly excited about, you don't see Baron. There's like dirty socks on the floor, you don't see Baron, you see his footprints everywhere, but in the good kitchen, in this game, god damn it, Baron is like still chilling. He's just hanging out in the kitchen, right? And all the appliances don't look like they are belong in a crack house or whatever. Like some old abandoned museum of 20th century kitchen appliances where everything's all rusted out and broken. So yeah, this game, even though I don't think there's any conditions that you meet to affect it directly, this game has a Glowbringer and Darksider side to it, the same as Heartbound does. I just don't necessarily see how. Oh, see, now I gotta avoid these damn spoiled goods. And I don't know, I think you only fight the fridge in the spoiled. Shit, overly big bread maker can't slip between things. I think you only fight the fridge in the bad version of the kitchen. I'm not 100% on that one, but it seems kind of like the case. I'm getting trapped. There's too many green-ass slimes everywhere, and I'm not hurting this thing enough. Don't box me in like that, dude. Why is this the most difficulty I've ever had with the fridge? Do you know what? I feel like I've died half the times I've fought the fridge. The fridge is one of fucking the hardest enemies. There's probably a way to get past the shield that I just haven't learned. Looking all worn and unloved. Is there a way that I, as a person, have somehow not given enough love? Leaderboards. Yes. Crushing it. Crushing it. The number one leader, which is a crazy twice the second place, was playing as the Whisk, and then a lot of people played as the Blender. Seems like the bread maker is pulling up the rear. The teapot doesn't get a ton of love. I'll go back to the Whisk. I do like the Whisk a lot. Hopefully we can get ourselves... Oh shit, I didn't mean to use that instantaneously. Hopefully we can get ourselves that sweet, sweet blender. And then at that point, I'll do like a blender run and then probably wrap things up. Because I'm not good enough to make it ridiculously far deep into this game. Damn it. I don't really intend to play for hours or anything like that. Man, I especially since I seem to just be getting worse. Come on, Graeme, that's embarrassing. Yeah, it was only ever meant to be a fun testing things out. And a little bit saving me the hassle of doing the editing. Because once I'm done this tonight, I believe I'm going to spend the rest of the evening, the time that I have available, recording secrets, Easter eggs, and references for Heartbound. That's a video. That's a video that's for sure happening. Damn it. I have a lot of stuff put together that I want to include in that. I feel like I'm missing some things because it's just the amount of stuff hidden in the game is too deep, and obviously people haven't discovered everything in the game. Ooh, narrow dodge. And so I'm gonna include as much as I'm able to find through my own doings and through what other people have shared. But it's not gonna be 100% comprehensive, which is too bad, because literally people just haven't figured shit out. Like the toaster. Damn toaster. Fridge. My number one enemy, the fridge. Well, yeah, that just wasn't gonna go well. Back to the bathroom. I should have went back and jacked up all the spices again. Just why the hell not? I don't really know if it's just X number of runs to unlock enemies, or if it's like number of points or anything like that, or time played. I don't know. I could probably be doing a different strategy. Yeah, I fully was not going to... Oh shit. Was not going to do a Easter egg video on Heartbound until the full game came out. And then once I actually started spending the time digging into it, I realized it would be foolish to wait until the full game came out, because it would honestly be probably too much to dig into. I'd be much better off looking into what can be found and shared and said about the demo as a nice starting point, as a nice way to get people thinking about the game coming up. Maybe reigniting the passion to go in search of of some of these deep dive Easter eggs and everything like that. So my hope is that if I do this first, it'll make the task of tackling the full game much less daunting. Because for now, it's like already quite a bit to talk about for the demo. And so the full game would be like scary, intimidating. The jelly bounces all over. The jelly's the best. Oh man, I love the jelly power-up. Yeah, because that's so overwhelming, I feel like this will be a warm-up. A little bit of practice. Get back in the groove of making that type of video. Did you find the Vaporwave and Cat? Yes. Well, I did not. Me personally, no. But they are things I am aware of, and I do know how to get them. Those are very, very cool. I actually, in the Discord server, if you guys are in the Discord server at all, I posted a link in the Heartbound spoilers. Oh my god damn. Alright, I'm very grateful to have the jellies for this battle. Okay, there's a nice gap to work with here, and the whisk is a good size for it. I posted in the Heartbound spoilers discussion page, basically being like, ooh, what's this goofy bacon ring? Oh, I get a bacon shield, nice. Just saying, hey, here's a link to a list of secrets I'm aware of, things that I'm going to talk about in this video. If anyone knows anything additional to that, I would love to hear it. So if you have been spending a lot of time in that Discord chat, maybe you've heard things I haven't. I spent like hours digging through like 4 months of that Discord chat. I went through from like last January or December. It was last December through till about April/early May. And like, god damn. There is so much that people have to talk about. And unfortunately, a lot of it is repeating. And people will talk at length about something that's already been discussed before, so it can make it very, very difficult and tedious to dig through the lists there. It's very cool how invested people are in that, and I think that's just the coolest and the best. But for myself, for my own purposes of putting together this list, it was a lot to go through. I still found a lot of cool stuff through there. I just don't know if I have the time or energy to go through like 8 more months of it. I'm keeping the jelly. Oh, I unlocked the blender. And kippers. Kippers are delicious. Sweet. I guess I'll be able to do my blender run real soon then. Give that a nice stab and see where we're at. What's the Discord? It's Discord / whatever the thing is. Like Discord / S or C or whatever. I feel like there's an additional / or Discord / channel or something like that. Breakfast Lieutenant, nice. / Pirate Software. It's not Heartbound specific. It is more broadly meant for the developer. So they talk a little bit about this game too. There's all sorts of stuff going on in there. But yeah, if you Google Heartbound Discord, it's probably the best bet since I wouldn't be able to pull it up offhand. If anyone Googles that and pulls up the link for it, which has been shared quite frequently on Reddit and Twitter and chats and everything, it's very easy to find if you Google it. Then please post the link in the YouTube chat here. Probably be useful for a lot of people. Although, damn it, then YouTube will... Do you know what? Then YouTube is totally gonna block it if anyone else does it. It won't allow the link. So, let me find that, because multiple people might want it. So if I just snag that... there's several different links that work. So this one should do the trick. There. Then you guys won't have to bounce around to different streams to get what you need. Hopefully that does the trick for you. Full health. Oh, I can finally get the pickles. I hadn't had the pickles yet ever. Oh. Should have paused things too hastily, trying to chug back water while I'm talking, endless, drying out my mouth. Just got it, thanks. Maybe you found it the same time I did. It's Thor the developer's made a lot of efforts to promote it. Those don't look like pickles. Oh no, they're like pickle slices rather than full pickles. That makes more sense. Which I think in that recent Indie Boost interview, he had so many cool points to make. Damn it. That was foolish. A lot of which was talking about how he made use of the development of this game to understand how important like giving people early looks at games is, getting feedback, developing a community, promoting your game constantly so it doesn't fall out of the public eye, which happens so often, right? It's so easy and common for that to happen. If you promote a game and it doesn't come out for a year or two later, it's easy for people to forget. So he had a lot of good tips for promoting that. And one of it was using this game as a nice springing off point and then the demo after the fact to develop that really involved, engaged community on Discord. And I really, really admire what he's done to make that work. I don't know what the hitbox is on the whisk, but I just did a cool like sideways dodge there to avoid an incoming piece of toast. I kind of tried to do it again there just for shits and giggles almost. But it didn't work that time. I was pretty proud of it the first time. Blender. Eat bullets for breakfast. High attack, low defense, and size. Not pretty high attack. Same as toaster oven. Eats bullets for breakfast though. Like, what does that mean? He can't absorb bullets in some way, can he? Oh, damn, but he does just shoot, like, anything and everything. He literally just shoots infinite amounts of breakfast. Whatever this is, this outside chemical area. Oh, do you know what? It's probably a garage. I think that's what's going on. I do not come across this one very much. Yeah, there's some, like, jumper cables and stuff. This is totally the garage. These are paint. That all makes sense. Oh, he has, like, no health. God damn. And there's people who have... their high score using the blender. The blender seems crazy hard. Ah! What the fuck? I'll try that again. But come on. It's funny because people were making ties between the kitchen and the living room and stuff to lore in his family's house. But like the garage and the bathroom and stuff have no connective tissue. Those could have been late just for shits and giggles connections pulled together between the two games. Like, I have to think Heartbound was the dream project and this was experimental. And so if he already knew he was making Heartbound next, then it would make sense to sprinkle in some references. But if you wanted it more than that, you'd have to have like a pretty damn in-depth idea of what you want to do with the game. Oh, when you use the special power, you literally eat bullets and spit things out. I think that was the how it worked there. Yo, Paul. Yo. Ah, damn, I used that terribly. That is a really cool skill to have, though. Everyone, say hello to Super Positive. Dope guy. I feel like I should use the word dope less. I like it. I think it's a good word, and I don't wanna stop using it. I just think I sound incredibly uncool when I say it. Damn it, I can't aim that worth a damn. Oh, good. I didn't think I was gonna make it through that one. Huh. Gotta make the small game first, which normally, like you would think everyone would agree that that's the case, that that's the best way to do it. But that was a big thing that Thor talked about in that interview, was how ridiculous it is that people do not think that way. That everyone just thinks, okay, that's a little out of control. That everyone seems to think that their first game should be their dream project. And it's like, yeah, okay. Tried the needle there. Okay, but if your first game is your dream project, you're gonna burn yourself up. You're gonna all of the small mistakes are gonna happen during that production rather than during the production of something that isn't as near and dear to you. So a game that could take 2 or 3 years of development ends up taking 12 because you just haven't learned yet. So I really respect that he took that time to try this out first. Well, if Paul's allowed to use the word dope, then I think I am too. Oh wait, shit, no, I didn't mean to do that. Well, I'm just gonna let myself die this particular time. Damn, that almost hit all of the targets, like when you break a pool break your shot in pool and all the balls go into all the pockets. That was what that felt like, at least. Did you say that this was made for the same people as Heartbound? Yes, that is the case, Logan. It was very much just like an experimental game. If you go to indieboost.com, Thor, the developer of both, recently did an interview where he kind of talked about why he made this first. It's a very interesting read, a very in-depth interview that I feel like gives a lot of insight into his mentality and approach as a developer and everything. So I would highly recommend that interview in general. But it's kind of cool. It gives a better sense of what was going on with this game. So I think a lot of people might have seen it and been like, this is like a well-polished Flash game. It's kind of weird that this was his first approach and that the next step was to take on a game as large and ambitious as Heartbound. Like, totally surprising and confusing in a lot of ways, I'm certain. But when you hear his reasoning, it's really genius, actually. Especially, there was a few other things, like he launched the Kickstarter for Heartbound and already had like a fan base and community because of this game. So you already have an audience to advertise to for the Kickstarter, and he set the Kickstarter goal really low because he knew that if he had a set audience and a low goal, he could probably hit the goal within the first 24 hours, which then in turn allowed it to get picked up by a bunch of news outlets that were like, hey, here's a hot new rising star of a game. It was such a cool approach and so damn smart. Game dev is something I want to get into, want to do, but getting the motivation to make a bunch of bad games. Put my time into that's hard. I would say don't, for at least the first couple tries, don't even attempt to put anything out on Steam. I would say do Game Jolt, Itch, or Newgrounds or anything like that, just to learn, or just make a handful of shit and throw it out. But yeah, it's totally, like, it doesn't have to look good, it just has to be functional, right? And then you can learn the coding side of things and use that as a building block for the next stage and everything like that. I've made a couple terrible games myself, and a few that, like, one or two that I am okay proud of, but like I honestly didn't challenge myself enough and didn't learn enough code-wise to take on more ambitious stuff. Oh, damn it all. So if I ever were to try again, my next attempt would be something that I would require more than like an afternoon's Googling of code to pull off. It wouldn't be very complex, but it would be a little bit more just to have an excuse to build up, you know? So I have to do a lot of coding for work now, which is not the same. I have to do like statistical analysis on data, biological data, not even close to the same. But you know, people don't really use Excel. There's like programs that are made for that you have to learn how to do some basic coding in. And so the skills, the programming languages that you have to learn for stuff like that is nowhere near what you would need for game development. But the fact that I've had to do any of it at all kind of has given it this nice appeal of like, hey, this is like a learnable, manageable thing if you just start small and build up from there rather than reaching too high too soon. I think it's something I've been aware of for a long time, but hadn't properly considered or accounted for or planned on utilizing. And now if I were to go for it, that's for sure the approach I would use. Let's make this run count. Let's try to not die in this run. That would help. My fingers are getting like crampy and stuff trying to use the joystick. I wonder if I would have fared a little bit better doing this with the mouse and keyboard, but I figured I would practice the game pad. I'm just generally not that good with game pads. Get out of here. Come on. Come on, jellies. Yeah, that's what I was waiting for. Marmalade, whatever that is, that's what I'm going for. That's what I want. That's what it looks like. Game Maker Studio is a great program. That's totally what I think I would work in. There's like RPG Maker. I don't think I would bother with that. Things like, I've tried Unity. Unity stresses me out. It's difficult. not. It's good at what it does, and it's very powerful, and you can obviously do more. I think I would need something like Game Maker Studio that does more to create a nice meet in the middle for the sake of artists and programmers, because Unity, you have to entirely learn a programming language from scratch, and you basically have to learn how to integrate art and animations from scratch. It is not very helpful, and the very little I've done with Game Maker Studio is much more helpful. Oh, it's really funny that like 2 lines later in the chat there, you guys talked about RPG Maker and Unity. Unity is like, if you want to make a AAA feeling indie game, I think you go with Unity, like, because you can do full 3D stuff in that and everything, right? But like, I'm pretty sure Heartbound, for sure Undertale, I think Jimmy and the Pulsating Mass, all those were made in, oh shit, you know what? Jimmy might have been RPG Maker. So I don't know. I don't know much about that one. I just know that Game Maker is quite popular, and that people have made like Gungeon. I think Enter the Gungeon might have been Game Maker. People have made really, really impressive shit in Game Makers. That's probably the one I would learn more in. I've only ever done things in Flash before. Game Maker would probably be the approach I took. Want to make a Paper Mario-esque RPG before the games got terrible. It'd be so cool. What is the game on, and how much is it? Which one? This game? This game is on, if you're asking about this one, Logan, PC, and it's on sale right now, so it's like $1.50. It's very cheap. Unity is nice and streamlined for what it is. I guess I just am not very familiar with it, and like, it translates so poorly with how my workflow was in Flash. Like, oh god, those things had enough health that it made it very, very difficult. Basically everything I had learned in Flash did not translate to Unity, so I felt like I had to start from scratch. It was very difficult, and yeah. I'm sure it's a powerful, useful program, but goddamn, it was hard. But now they integrated this thing called Spine, where you can like, it just makes animating. Here, I'm gonna do a much more chill run. I'm gonna turn off every second thing. I don't even, whatever. I'm just random grab bag of spices because I'm only gonna be half paying attention to the game, half the chat for a minute. Yeah, Unity was tough for me. I'm sure it's great, but I just never got the hang. I started to learn it a little bit, but at that point it was like, I think I would need to have the time available to really be prepared to really let go of what I'm comfortable with in Flash and really start over and make do in Unity. So yeah, Unity probably is great. It's just not something I've ever felt like I had the time to invest into learning. That's kind of how I feel about that. I feel like I had a follow-up point to it. Oh yeah, Spine. Spine's really cool because it's a way that you can draw in other programs but animate in Unity. Because that's the thing, is that the way that animation is set up in Unity is just a nightmare. Either you make really, really good sprites and then use a ton of space, really poorly optimized, and import a million sprites for all the different things that you need, or, which is a pain to manipulate and get used to and blah blah blah. It's just, that was annoying as is. Or you learn how to use the in-studio animating stuff in Unity, and it's just set up so dumb, it's so unintuitive, so I really strongly dislike that. I think I saw someone ask if Undertale was made in RPG Maker. If it was, then I could be totally wrong. For some reason I thought, I was super confident that one was Game Maker Studio. Game Maker Studio is also a one-pay engine. Yeah, I do really, that's like the coolest thing ever. Oh, shit. Is that, okay, I better stop trying to split my attention between the chat for a minute. Is that you can totally set it up that rather than doing ports of your game, you just have a game at the end that's ready to be exported onto like every platform. That's like the most incredible thing. What the shit? Why am I fighting a gazebo all of a sudden? I've never fighted the gazebo, and I don't know what to do about this, and it seems very difficult. And now and again, things were attacking it for me. It had an arrow stuck in it. I don't know what the shit was up with the gazebo. Undertale was Game Maker. Okay, gotcha. Game Maker Studios, no joke. Yeah, there's some incredible games. I think Rogue Legacy was made in that one as well. The list is very long. People have gotten very creative with how to utilize that one. Time management thing. If I want to do Twitch, my other stuff, I know. I have like a dream list of projects, but between my job and then the free time that I end up putting into YouTube, I just don't really have time for that stuff. I'm hoping with something like this holiday break here that maybe I'll have a bit of time to tackle something small. But it's just hard to see that happening, seeing as how the week has been going so far. Raccoon, which I don't know how to say that one. One Shot. Jimmy was... It was... are all Game Maker. These are Game Maker ones. Lisa, Finding Paradise, To the Moon, Monster Garden, Doom, and Destiny are all RPG makers. Yeah, so you can do a lot with RPG Maker as well. But I think they start to feel... Well, because it's RPG, right? It's always RPG based. If that's the type of game you're making, then you're set. Game Maker, it's much more flexible, I would say. There's a game jam contest from the guy that made One Shot. Something that's going on like now? He's hosting, organizing one? That sounds interesting. Game jams are super fun. I did a few Flash game jams back in the day. There's one game that we never finished for a jam. It was really close, but we were like, it needs a bit more work. Maybe we just release it in a couple days late and forget about the jam. And then we kept expanding it, and then it kind of all fell apart. We got too big with it, and it just died. And I've been trying desperately to salvage that one because I just want to do something with it. And it's just been years at this point. Hopefully. Game jams are a lot of fun. It is a great excuse. That might be a good choice for you, Paul, is to just like, who cares if it comes out like shit? Because at the end of the day, all you put into it was like a day or 2-3 days, something like that. Shoot for those 48, 72-hour game jams. Maybe once you have a few of those, try like a week-long one or whatever. I recommend it. Because then maybe the game turns out like shit, but at the end of it, you learn some things. You learned what did and didn't work well. You might find one particular mechanic in there that you were like, that's awesome, I need to apply that to a different, better, bigger game. Yeah, I don't know, I would recommend game jams. I think that's all I'm going to put into to Champions of Breakfast. That was it. I just wanted to put in however long. Jason Thor Hall, the director and programmer, also working on... Oh, okay, so, and Brady Shea Ramel is also the artist on Heartbound. So the two of them together, maybe the rest of these, I don't know if they have also worked on Heartbound, but those two are collectively together, I believe, Pirate Software, and they're also making Heartbound. So yeah, cool. Glad to have taken a quick peek at that. The YouTube delay is killing me. Yeah, it's always bad for me. I think today it might actually be extra bad. YouTube seems to be telling me it's not the best, that there's a pretty rough delay going on. You could also watch this on Twitch. I do, oh shit, I might not have it linked in the video right now because I slapped this together. Yeah, I do not. I don't stream super often, but when I do, I like to do this restream function that makes it so that it simultaneously is streaming on Twitch, and so the latency probably wouldn't be the best if it was just on Twitch, but it would still be better than it is on YouTube, I think. So it's an option. You and someone else are working on a project. That's good news. Nice. That's awesome, man. Best of luck with it. It's daunting to take on something like that for sure, always is, but I hope it goes well. I hope you learn a lot, and I hope it comes together exactly how you're imagining. Yeah, I'd say I think that's where I'll leave it for now. I managed to see what I wanted to see within the game here. So thanks for tuning in, guys. I will see you again soon, and I'll just